Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
Conservative groups pledge tens of millions to help Trump, GOP deliver tax reform by Christmas. By Gabby Morong-Yilo. Conservative advocacy groups have pledged to spend millions over the next several weeks to help the Trump administration and congressional Republicans pass a sweeping tax reform bill by their self-imposed Christmas deadline, a feat that would give the GOP a much-needed boost before the 2018 midterm elections. Several free market groups began launching pro-tax reform ads in late summer, urging Republican lawmakers to turn their attention away from the increasingly intense debate over repealing Obamacare and toward producing legislation that guarantees tax relief for middle-class Americans and the businesses community. Members of Congress will hear from business leaders and, more importantly, their constituents that tax reform is the single best way to increase investment in U.S. communities, create good jobs and promote stronger economy. Joshua Bolten, president of the Business Roundtable, said in a statement announcing a multi-million-dollar ad buy in July. Two additional advocacy groups unveiled seven-figure ad campaigns earlier this week, after House Republicans released the details of their tax bills straightforwardly named the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The first group, the Pro-Trump 45 Committee, said it planned to shell out a minimum of $10 million to pressure Congress to deliver on their promise to simplify the tax code and slash rates for American families and businesses. The 45 Committee, which is primarily backed by GOP mega-donors Sheldon Adelson and Todd Ricketts, kicked off its ad campaign with a 30-second TV spot that will air nationally over the next few weeks, Axios first reported on Wednesday. Following the House tax plan rollout, the White House-sanctioned group America First Policies announced that it, too, plans to spend millions to promote the legislation throughout November. Erin Montgomery, a spokesperson for the group, confirmed to the Washington Examiner that its push will include a series of digital and TV ads featuring former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. Americans need to get behind President Trump's plan to get our economy moving again, Lewandowski, who joined America First in mid-August, says in the group's debut ad. The special interests will do anything to stop us. We can't let them. Several of the ads will run in northeastern districts represented by GOP members who have criticized a provision that would eliminate state and local tax deductions, which have traditionally benefited upper to middle-income earners in high-tax states. The planned ad blitz by America First comes weeks after key donors to the Trump-aligned group gathered in Texas to devise a plan to flood the airwaves and pressure Senate Democrats to support tax reform in order to get a bill passed by the end of the year. The group has also launched a website that is meant to serve as a mechanism through which we can urge voters to call their leaders in Congress, Montgomery said. At least two other conservative organizations, the Koch-backed Freedom Partners and the right-wing Club for Growth, confirmed to the Washington Examiner that they plan to be involved in the tax reform push over the coming weeks. Freedom Partners spokesman Bill Riggs said the group has spent more than $10 million to date, pressuring at least 9 Senate Democrats and issuing various reports that detail the benefits of tax reform. The group has expressed concern, however, over a 20% excise tax contained in the House bill that is meant to discourage companies from transferring profits internationally. Americans for Prosperity, another group backed by the Koch brothers, has reportedly described the excise tax a backdoor border adjustment plan. Rachel Slobodian, a spokeswoman for Club for Growth, said the free market group will definitely be continuing to engage on the issue of tax reform. The organization launched two 15-second ads as part of a $600,000 buy last month that targeted Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill, who is widely seen as one of the most vulnerable Senate Democrats facing re-election next fall. Slobodian declined to say whether the club plans to launch additional ads targeting other members or pushing tax reform more broadly. The extraordinary push by outside groups comes as Republicans approach the end of their first year with a congressional majority without any major legislative accomplishments to tout in 2018. Several GOP lawmakers have even called for the repeal of Obamacare's individual mandate, one of the least popular elements of the 2010 healthcare law, to be included in tax reform, a move that would save around $400 billion and allow for more flexibility on tax cuts. Trump has promised to deliver a tax bill of some variation by Christmas, and has routinely said he will not admit fault if Congress fails to deliver. "We need tax cuts and we need healthcare," the president said at a cabinet meeting last month. "We are not getting the job done and I am not going to blame myself."
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.